Hey there, hi there, ho there, it's Jeff Curtis and welcome you to another Stone Cold Hockey video for the 2011-2012 season. And we are doing the LA Kings, trying to see if we can replicate their Stanley Cup championship. The Kings have 96 points, 46 wins, 18 losses, 4 ties. We've played 68 of a possible 82 games. So we'll see what ends up happening. Nashville and St. Louis are creeping up on us for points. By goal scoring, Steven Stamkos looking good for Tampa. Clarifying the playoffs. Michael Ryder with 40 goals, but on a losing squad. John Tavares, 39 on a bad squad. Gino Malkin on a good squad with 39. Our top goal scorer is Justin Williams, who is tied for 15 for 29. Dustin Mann has 27. Points by Stamkos leads Kovalchuk by 13. Oh, that Ante Kopitar is tied with John Tavares for third. Can't believe we have the third best point scorer. Justin Williams is 14th at 62 points. Dustin Brown's 20th at 60 points. So we've done well. Goaltending, we're fourth. Jonathan Quick is a 196 goals against, 41, 15, and 5. So we are 5, 3, and 1 without him. So, yeah, he's our man. 41 wins. He leads the NHL in wins. Henrik Lundqvist, a 181 goals against at 32, 10, and 4. I can understand. Corey Schneider, 15, 81, 176. But Brian Elliott, 26, 6, and 7 with a 139 goals against average. Goal scoring, we scored 194 goals, tops in the league on the squad on the Pacific Division, and ahead of the goals against by 18, 146. Only one team, St. Louis, has fewer goals against than us. We are 11 and 4 after overtime, 25 wins at home, 21 on the road. LA leads Nashville by 1 point. Same team. The teams have 68 games. St. Louis is 2 back of us, but they've played 70 games. We played 68, so we have a bit of an advantage, points percentage. Colorado leads Anaheim and Edmonton by 4 for that 8th spot and probably to face us. Calgary would face Nashville. Chicago would face Vancouver. Phoenix and St. Louis would battle each other if everything goes according to plan. On the other side of the coin, Carolina leads Buffalo by a point. New Jersey by 2. Tampa by 3. Yeah, Florida has 73 points, only 5 games above 500. They would be 7th if everything worked out, but no, they're not. Carolina at the Rangers, Montreal, Boston, big one. Ottawa, Florida, and Philly, Pittsburgh. Highlights wise, we have had 32 hat tricks, 6 games in the 30 plus for the fan vote. It hasn't changed since February. Rangers against Winnipeg to keep their undefeated streak going. St. Louis winning 7-6 with Halak in the net. Toronto taking a 4-1 lead and all that. Tampa, Dallas, 6-5. Islanders, Tampa, October 20th. Tampa was up 3-0. And Edmonton, Boston. So anyway, we are in Chicago, 41 Chicago Blackhawks. Corey Crawford in the net. We have Johnny Quick in the net. So our main number one's Ray Emery, the backup for Chicago, who recently died. Jonathan Bernier, our number 2, who hasn't died yet. Chicago has Patrick Sharp, Marian Hossa, who was title chasing for a while, was on Pittsburgh when Detroit won the cup, was on Detroit when Pittsburgh won the cup, and then he went to Chicago and won the cups a couple times. Jonathan Toews, iconic Blackhawk, who should never play for another team other. Oh, he was okay for the Jets, but I mean, Toews should never play for the Blackhawks. That should Patrick Kane, but Patrick Kane's still around. One of the highest scoring Americans of all time. Victor Stahlberg, Dave Bolland, who would be a hero the next year in 2013 in the Stanley Cup Finals, Andrew Burnett, former Minnesota icon, and the guy who retired my idol, Patrick Roy, fuck him. Andy Shaw, who would score a triple overtime goal in Game 1 of the 2013 Stanley Cup Finals. Brad Seabrook, good defenseman. Marcus Kruger, Brian Bickle, who would leave the game due to multiple sclerosis. Jamal Myers, right winger, former Blue. Michael Froelich, Steve Monador, Jimmy Hayes, Duncan Keith, a good player. Nick Leddy, Dan Carcillo, former Flyers icon. Ben Smith, Nicholas Homerson, Johnny Oduya. Sammy Lupisto, Sean O'Donnell from the Ducks and the Kings. Brendan Puri, and Jill Littleson. We have Ante Kopitar, the part of Slovenia. 20 years with the Kings before he's retired. Justin Williams, Mr. Game 7. Dustin Brown, the captain. Mike Richards, Kitchener. That's right. Former Kitchener Ranger, part of the 2003 Memorial Cup winning team. Drew Doughty, like Dustin Brown from Guelph. I don't hate on Guelph. I hate on the Knights. Obviously, I don't want to say the city name because I might have to spit. No, Jeff Johnson, we traded him for Jeff Carter. Slava Foyniuk before his domestic violence problems. Simon Gagne for a flyer icon. Dustin Penner, Jared Stahl, good Oilers. Alec Martinez, 2 years before he would be a hero in both the Stanley Cup Finals against the Rangers and the Conference Finals against the Huskies. Good old Jeff Carter. Yeah, it's weird how Carter, Gagne, and Mike Richards all won a cup away from Philadelphia. The Flyers fans are like, fuck you, management. Wee Willie Mitchell from Minnesota. Dwight King, Kyle Clifford, Brad Richardson, Matt Green, Trevor Lewis, Andre Lokotonov, Colin Fraser, Trent Hunter, Joel Engel, James Trusky, Rob Scudari, former Penn, and even more former Oiler. Early on, remember, Blue Knight. I mean, don't want to give him a goal. 4 aggression. We got aggressive. It's Clifford, the big red dog. Oh, we killed the zone. We're fine. 6 minutes later. And it's penalty on them. It's Stahlberg. Can we take this chance? Skill or power play goal? Giddy up. Kitchener! Oh, former Kitchener Ranger. And yes, Mike Richards is Michael Richards. It's the guy who was signed for Kramer. Troy King with assist. We don't talk about that other incident. Near the end of the period. Post robbed! Holy St. Laurent, what a robbery by Johnny Quick in the slot. Well, we're up 1-0 after 1. Much later. Injury. -1. Fortunately, no penalty. Doesn't matter. They score. Fight between Dustin Brown and Joel Mayers. Well, tension escalates. Right. Yeah, Dustin Brown. That hurts us more than it hurts them. Unfortunately, we delivered hit. Still good in the hood. 1-1 after 40. Much later. No, Taze, no. Another 6 minutes. Another hit. Another 4. Aggression? Can we take advantage? Chance! Ah, Slava. Chance! Ah, Carter! We might be doing this. No! No! That's 14 seconds left. We had overtime. I was like, okay, we're going to overtime. Nope. Luke! Second Keith fucked us twice. Up the upside. Frick! You could tell by fucking reactions. Yes, you can. Nashville, did they beat Phoenix? No, Phoenix did us kind of a favor by beating Nashville on par la Gachon. We host Detroit, fuck City, but because we lost, we have to simulate. No, St. Louis did. St. Louis won 3-2. It was close. Did we beat Detroit? No, we lose 2-1. Joey McDonald won the game. E-I-E-I-O. Pato the Zook stuck us off twice. E-I-E-I-O. With a Justin Williams goal here and a Richards assist there. We're screwed. That is all. That is all we hope. Now we need to win this game. E-I-E-I-O. Right, Jordan? Rad. Our next game is against, I don't know. St. Louis lost 1-0 Carolina, so that kind of helps. Nashville loses to San Jose, so everyone's a winner, baby. That's for sure. We're tied with Nashville. We have more wins than them. 96. St. Louis has 96 points, but for us, that's good because St. Louis has 2 extra games. We go to Anaheim to face our massive rivals, our inner city rivals. And we win 5-3. Johnny Quick beats Jonas Hilla. Anaheim goes by Bobby Ryan, Timu, and Koivu. Our goals by Kopitar, Richards, Carter. Oh, yeah, Richards, Kitchener, Carter, Richardson, and Brad Richardson. 2 goals. The next day, we are hosting Nashville. Oh, boy. This is the third. Yeah, this is the third straight video we have to host them. St. Louis beats Tampa 3-2. So practically whoever wins will be tied with St. Louis for first place in the Western Conference. And probably the division if Nashville wins, but that's not hope so. We play Nashville, Johnny Quick against Pecorine. This is the third straight video that we have to have Nashville versus LA. So, and this is critical. Well, we both played 71 games, right? Yep. We still have 11 games left. We'll have 10 games left after this game. So anyway, on to Copa. Well, Nashville has Patrick Hornquist, Mike Fisher, aka Mr. Carrie Underwood, Ron Enright, David Legwand, the last original Predator when they came in expansion in '98. He left for Detroit. Shea Weber, who was good, and then they traded him to Montreal for PK Subban. Sergei Kostichin, Andre was acquired. Colin Wilson, Matt Helischuk, Kitchener. That's right. Craig Smith, known for his empty net miss against the Leafs. Nick Spaulding, Kitchener times 2. Ryan Sutter, Gabe Bork, Jordan Tutu with his powerful hits. Roman Yossi, good defenseman. Kevin Klein, Andre Kostichin, Francis Bullion, former Hab, Ryan Ellis, his Alex Fedorov going to Russia. Jonathan Blum, Brandon Yip, Jack Hillen, Jared Smithson, and Hal Gill, the veteran. Here we go. 5 minutes into the game. He scores! Smart Alec Martinez, his 5th from Hunter and King. Four minutes later. Nope. 2 minutes later. 2 more minutes. Aggression. It's Kostichin. Chance. Oh. Chance. Power play goal. Welcome back, Carter. His 15 from Richardson Kopitar. 2-0. Can we make it 3? No. Stop with these ones. Stop with these ones. Thank you. Stop rolling the ones on timing. Dodgers up 2-0. Trying to kill the clock. 2 minutes later. They have a chance and they score. Shea Weber from the point hits 19 from leg 1. 5 minutes later. Phew. Much later. Williams. I know it's still retired to regular offices. Five minutes into the third. Strategies not so sweet. 4 more minutes. Wilson delivers a hit. Much later. Chance. Oh, that Carter had it. 2-2. We go to overtime, which we should have went to against Chicago. No action. 7. Chance for Nashville. Oh, Smith had a chance. Another chance. Double hit. Increased by 1. No, but I was actually, guess what? We got the shootout, so we at least get a point. So whoever wins is tied with St. Louis for first in the conference. If we beat Nashville, then St. Louis takes first place in the division. Justin Williams. No. No. Richards. No. Rupert. No. Daddy must score. No. We lose the fucking shootout. Of course we would. Of course we would. Nashville goes to Anaheim and loses in overtime, so Anaheim kind of does us a favor. Monday the 19th. So none of our rivals play. Nope. On the 20th, we are hosting the Sharks. We're gonna skip that game because, well, we kind of lost. That's the rule too, right? Yep. And we shut them out. Quick beat Miami. Kopitar, Carter, and Doughty scoring. So we score a big win on them. Nashville crushes Edmonton like a grape. 5-1, so that doesn't help. St. Louis at Anaheim. Anaheim does us kind of a solid, giving St. Louis only 1 point in a shootout. Our next game is against St. Louis. Of course it would. Nashville beats Pittsburgh 4-2. Drat. Pittsburgh. Crosby couldn't do a damn thing. So we play St. Louis. So as of right now, we are at 101 points. St. Louis is at 99. If we tie, we jump back into first place. We win by any stretch. Yeah, we win by any stretch. We tie for first. We jump back to first place in the conference. St. Louis comes to town. Johnny Quick and of course Brian Elliott. He's the backup to Euro Halak, but he's been on fire. Yeah, Euro Halak, the hero of 2010 playoffs for Montreal. St. Louis has David Backes, David Perraud, TJ Yoshi. 2 years later, he would be a fear of the World's Olympics for America. Patrick Berglund, Jason Arnott, the hero of 2000 in the Stanley Cup for the Devils. Chris Stewart, Alex Steen, who the Leafs should never have let go. Alex Pietrangelo, he would do well for the Blues and the Golden Knights. Andy McDonald, Kevin Shattenkirk, good defenseman too. Max Agostini, Jamie Langenbrader, former Dallas icon. Flav Sabatka, Chris Russell, Chris Porter, Scott Nickel, Ryan Reeves, a goon. Carl Koliakva, who the Leafs let go early. Ken Huskins, Jaden Schwartz, Barrett Jackman, who's losing his touch. Ian Cole, Gino Gravchuk, BJ Crumbly, and Roman Polak. A lot of people, like to say, Brian Elliott, is he a birthday twinsy? Brian Elliott is a fucking birthday twinsy because he was born April 9th, 1985. And guess who else was born April 9th, 1985? As I am pointing to myself, obviously, this is off camera. So he played for Ottawa, Colorado, St. Louis, Calgary, Philly, and Tampa between 2006 and 2023. Well, 2023 is with Tampa. He became a goaltending scout for the Blues in June 2024. Now let's see if we can beat those Blues. We need a win for conference, and we get a penalty. It's Clifford. And they score Alex Steen's 20th. See, Leafs, you should never have gotten rid of him. 3 minutes later. Oh, hit. 2 minutes later. Much later. Hi. 4 minutes later. Forcer. Right? Crombeen and Nolan. So I think it hurts them because Crombeen's a good player. 1-0. Extra for us? No. 2 minutes later. They can't, and they can't score. Much later. Power play goal. Coach Carter. His 17th from Kopitar. One tie. At the last moment. Kelly on St. Louis. Ian Cole. Can we take advantage? Nuts. Segment killed. 5 more minutes. Action. 4 more minutes. They can't score. 5 more minutes. Chance for us? Damn. This might be a tie. Carter. Could have known. Brian Elliott was going to hold us to 1 goal. Now we got overtime. Perron missed. Nope. Action? No. Control, defense, action. Chance for St. Louis. Shattenkirk missed, and we got a shootout. Whew. Well, we have to win the shootout, or else we are down by a point to Nashville. Garnier. Now Purdue. Ocean. Brown. No. Angelo. No. Kopitar? Damn it. We have again losing the shootout. What is with us in shootouts? Oy vey indeed. Rangers lose to Buffalo, but that doesn't really matter. We played Boston. We win in overtime on a goal by Slava Fornov. Quick beats Rask. Jeff Carter, with 22 seconds left, scored to tie the game. Nashville beats Winnipeg. Well, Winnipeg's not it's a cream puff team. They are cream puffs. Bunch of cream puffs. Our next game is against, we don't know. St. Louis beat Phoenix in overtime, so that's not good. Nashville lost to Chicago, so that kind of helps us a bit. Our next game is in Vancouver. I don't want to play in Vancouver. I know we lost to the shootout. That's you lose in the shootout, you lose 2. I'm gonna skip Vancouver. Yeah, I'm gonna skip Vancouver. And we shut them out 2-0. Quick does the shutout. Brown and Williams. So we got the 50 wins. Now we're in Nashville, St. Louis. St. Louis beats Nashville. Big win for them. That is a big win for St. Louis. Our next game is in Calgary. I lost my mind to Calgary. And we have, how many games do we have left? 6. Yeah, we have 6 games left. We have 2 videos left, technically. But yeah, we're at 106. We're 1 point ahead of Nashville and St. Louis. And 1 back of the Rangers for the tops in the NHL. 50 wins, 20 losses, 6 ties. Stamkos is crushing the goal scoring. He's at 66 on Route 66. Justin Williams is tied for 22nd with Curtis Glencross. Quick is third in goals behind Elliot Lundqvist and jumping ahead of Corey Schneider, so 189 with 8 shutouts. Smith's got 11 shutouts. Imagine if we had to face Phoenix. Seedings wise, we are number 1. We would play Detroit, who is jumping 3 points out of Colorado, Anaheim, and Minnesota for the 8th and final spot. Calgary would play Nashville. Phoenix would play Vancouver. Chicago and St. Louis. That's always a good series. In the East, Carolina and Buffalo are tied. Carolina has a win. Colorado's played 79 games. Wow, they only have 3 games left. 3 games left to do something, or else they're fucked. Carolina would play the Rangers. Montreal, Boston. That's a good one. Ottawa, Florida, and Philly, Pittsburgh. That's always going to be a good one. So, yeah. We got to do what we got to do. 3 and 4 in the shootout. Yipes. Well, Vancouver's below 500 in the shootout. So is Calgary. So, well, at least there's no shootout. We're 9 and 2 in overtime. Our 9 overtime wins are second in the conference behind those pesky Blackhawks who are 12 and 1 in overtime. And only one team in the East has more than our 9 wins in overtime. That's Boston of 17 wins in overtime. That's painful. That it actually is. Anyway, I've dropped time in a do.